Hi, I'm Lars from runningexpert.com. In the last year, I've run in 20 different running shoes, and my mileage king by far is the Saucony Endorphin Speed. But that's not the case anymore because the next version is out, and that's the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2. The Endorphin Speed came with a blistering pace in 2020, and for those who could get a hold of it, it was an instant hit. I loved it so much, and I might be even more in love with the second one. Much of this has to do with the midsole, which is the Power Run PB midsole from Saucony. It's essentially the same as in the Endorphin Speed Pro 2, only it doesn't have the carbon plate, but it has a more forgiving nylon plate that just feels a little bit less stiff when you run. The nylon plate is S-shaped, and it's the basis of the Saucony Speed Roll technology, which is their fancy word of saying this shoe moves you forward when you land, and it really does. It also gives a little bit of stability to the higher stack height of this shoe. There's a lot of foam here, and that plate actually gives a little bit of stability. The upper is the biggest difference in version 2, and this one is 100% recycled mono mesh upper. It's lighter, it's more breathable, and it has a little bit more of overlays on the outside to give more stability to the shoe. The tongue is semi-gusseted. That means it's attached on both sides with just a thin elastic strip, and that means it doesn't move around when you're running. The midsole and the upper works together in the form-fit technology. It just wraps around your feet in a really good way. They've done some tweaking around the heel area here just to get the heel locked down a tiny bit better, and I really enjoy it. It just fits my feet perfectly, and it never slips. The outsole is the same outsole that was in the last version. It has some grip and some rubber in the front and a little bit in the back, but the middle part here is just pure exposed foam. And you might think that this isn't very durable, but when you look at my old pair, it's super durable, and I've run hundreds and hundreds of kilometers in it, and I can barely see a mark. So pretty durable outsole, but super light as well. The only gripe that I have with this outsole is that it kind of gets a little bit slippery when it's super dry like today. Then you just spin on top of the gravel. But apart from that, and apart from some really wet runs, this shoe really performs well grip-wise. And all those features together just make for a super light shoe. It's 221 grams in the men's US 9 and 192 grams in the women's 7.5. You just feel it when you put the shoe on and start to run in it. It's really light. This is a shoe that works for almost every type of run. If it's a fast run, if it's a long run, if it's your recovery run or an easy day run, it just feels really nice to have this shoe on. And that's why I've used it so much the last year. I just want to have it on all the time. If I want to go for a fast one with the boys, then I go with this one. If I want to go a little bit slower and just cruise and just feel like I'm having nothing on, still going with this one. And especially on the type of runs that I run, which are mainly asphalt and gravel, this shoe really shines because most of those shoes that have this plate, they feel a little bit too soft. This one feels a little bit firmer. That means if you go on gravel, it doesn't lose its magic because a lot of those softer shoes, they tend to do that. And that means that I can use it on a lot of different surfaces, on a lot of different runs, and I really enjoy that. Also, the little bit of stiffness from the plate, the stiffness of the midsole, the stiffness of the heel cap just means a little bit more stability if you want a little bit more stability. Now, some people like it firm, some people like it soft. This one is a little bit on the firmer side, and that means if you're one of those heavy runners that need a little bit of cushioning, then maybe this one is more of an interval shoe for you. But if you're one of those lighter runners that just want something light and fast and nimble on, then this really works for an everyday trainer, and that's what I use it for. I use it every day, and I'm loving every day. So whether it's an interval trainer, a competition shoe, or a daily trainer that just gives you a little bit more pace, then this shoe is really a shoe that will deliver at a very high level.